Yo, what's going on, family? Hopefully that mic wasn't too loud. I'm gonna just back up from this microphone. All right, what's going on, family? How's everybody doing? Long time no see to everybody around. Thank you for, sticking around, waiting for my next session. As you can see, I've been a heck of a lot busy. In the past 2 weeks, I went from touring a place to signing a lease to moving into my new place. You can see some of the cardboard boxes in the background. I got a banging new monitor over here, brought in some furniture and everything. It's been amazing. I'm super excited. It's gonna help me really lock in and pump out some more content for y'all, as well as put in work in every other department of my life. So super excited in what's to come, guys. And today has been very eventful for crypto itself. I'm going to be diving in. I think this is one of the most vital times to really come out with this video. So I'm not going to linger around too much with the personal commentary. I'm just going to be jumping straight into the content today. So without further ado, let me go into here, minimize that. And well, over here, we're seeing a significant dip off of Bitcoin over the past few hours. Let's see, how can I measure this? Boom. That is a good almost 20% drop off in Bitcoin in general. It's crazy to see. I personally think this is the shakeout we need to see. I'm actually personally super excited about this because you have to look at it in a macro perspective, as in, 99% of the people looking at a movement like this would be scared. They don't want to touch Bitcoin because they're thinking it's going to continue going downward with such a sharp movement. Because I don't know about y'all, but something like this gives a lot of people deja vu of something like this, where it just cascades down. I firmly believe that this is just a setup for a larger move to the upside, especially whenever I see something like this bounce off of this specific line so accurately, depending on the fact that I marked out this line for weeks in advance. I didn't anticipate it just hitting here today, but all I gotta say is, like, this thing's making me look good. Don't do this to me, Bitcoin. Like, don't make people believe in me, the people that hop on these episodes, on these sessions, because this is eerie to people who are new to the space. This is not so coincidental. I believe it's more on purpose. Whenever I see this in a more analyzed point of view, let's see if I can pull up some arrows. Or you know what? Let's go ahead and mark out some boxes, kind of show you guys. And I'm going to do red boxes so they stand out because there's a lot of green here. And I want you to kind of distinguish what I have marked out within this video. So in this movement right here, this line I'm going to get back to. But what we see in this movement was, I see it as a very intentional move. You see, it knocked out this imbalance of price action right here, which hasn't been visited since the 20th of August. It's just been an empty zone, and it was a gap within the order books. Not only that, but it seems very precise to go not so far below these lows right here, these equal lows that you sort of notice whenever I mark that out. You can imagine this as the current buy orders is stop losses, where people who are in leverage positions on buys in Bitcoin have their stop losses in place. And basically this is the point of liquidation for them. So what a big money mover would do is go ahead and push price right below this level to grab the money in that market and then buy up all the positions so that they can have it for themselves. And that's how banks operate in markets. All right, this is what people call smart money. All right, so it's very, very sketchy, very not well, yeah, I guess it's sketchy. Just seems like there's some big players at hand within this movement. And I think there's going to be some news that pops up in accordance to this. It seems very coincidental that happens on this day in specific. And I'm going to get back to why this day is so significant, because there was some really good news in the Bitcoin space that happened today as well. As you can see, this has proven itself to be a significant price level in the past, where it has flipped from support to resistance again, flipped back to support, and it's holding as a support line as of right now. It may be, something that might break down lower before flipping it again, or it might just be that last revisitation where, people were shaken out, or, people were too scared to buy in, and it's going to cause people to get torn apart psychologically and emotionally, because they're going to be like, I should have bought Bitcoin back then. I blinked and I missed it. There's no point in me buying it anymore whenever it hangs around, 60K and whatnot before it continues back up to the upside. It's going to be something that basically people dread on and on in the future. Let's see how this structure is playing out in regards to the ghost chart that I've marked out for the past few episodes. And we can see it's sort of deviating away at this point. It's still within a low part of the structure. As I said before, it's not supposed to repeat itself, but it's supposed to rhyme. And as of right now, the rhymes are still staying consistent. This was a time of retracement within this structure, and it's playing through pretty much exactly. So what I expect out of this is a continuation where it forms a higher high out of this movement for me to say that this is going to continue maintaining the structure of the mirrored version of this movement right here. So I'm gonna put that to the side and see what happens next week whenever all this price action plays out. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these, and coincidentally, we can see the same exact thing happen in Ethereum. All right, I marked these out as red just because I needed these to stand out comparatively to all this green on the lower half. Essentially, this was an area of supply. This was a previous friction zone in the market before. And we can see it retrace down to the middle of this friction zone, past friction zone before shooting straight back up and creating a gigantic wick identical to the one that we saw in Bitcoin's chart. So it's a really good sign. Definitely, stay aware of this. Definitely keep mindful of where we are going to next. It's only natural to see some resistance before, reaching the previous all-time high of Ethereum, before reaching the previous all-time high of Bitcoin. There's going to be some resistance there because there's always going to be both sides of the spectrum, the believers and the skeptics of markets. There's people that you need both sides of the markets regardless whenever it comes to any sort of asset. There's people that aim to buy gold and sell gold. There's people that aim to buy oil and sell oil, whether that's taking profit or they just don't believe it and they're trying to short it. Okay? So, you can't convince everybody on an asset class, but what you can do is make educated and informed decisions with no emotion and operate with logic within these markets so that you don't end up on the wrong side of this thing. So without further ado, I honestly did not want to bring up too much news on CoinGecko just because I'm thinking what I'm gonna start doing is dive more into crypto news because that's a little bit more digestible. So I'm gonna experiment with it a little bit today and see how that turns out. But as we can see, there's just a significant drop in pretty much every volatile coin on the main cap or large market cap list of coins here, minus Solana. Solana has just been going crazy recently. If you're in Solana, congratulations, you're making some insane returns. We can see 71% in the past week. That is incredible to see in the crypto space. So people who have researched and bought Solana, props to you. You're now in a coin that is one of the top 10 in high market cap coins in all of cryptocurrencies. So if you got in on this, props to you. I'll say that again, because I believe you deserve, double props at that point. So yeah, pretty much we're seeing a common trend here where everything is taking a significant dip. It's kind of lagging behind Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, as we can see. I think it's a spring that we needed, because there is a, I'll get out of that before I get into it, because I believe there's a hidden agenda at play here with the people that, want to shake the average person out of the market. And yeah, so now, why I said this is a significant day in Bitcoin history, we can see that on the front page, home screen of CoinDesk right here, we see Bitcoin now legal tender in El Salvador. This is the first day that Bitcoin is now the official legal tender in a country. El Salvador is the first country to adopt this currency, and it's a big day in crypto history, I believe. They're taking initiative, and you can basically call this Bitcoin Day at this point, because this is going to be so historic, it's iconic, and a lot of people would have expected a spike or a rise in Bitcoin pricing, but we saw the opposite of that. So there's definitely something at play there. Obviously, we're gonna see some sort of news come out that explains this, just because it's such a significant drop. We see almost 20% happen in less than 8 hours. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Be mindful of what your sources are, but those are all the highlights of what has happened today, as well as a little bit of recognition for Solana. I'm actually looking into getting into some liquidity providing protocols and whatnot. I might start going into that a little bit more as price analysis goes, and how to make your crypto work for you to accumulate more crypto. So with all that being said, guys, I think that'll be the episode for today. Thank you for tuning in to MCubed. This is Adam, and dang, you know what I should have done is swapped over here so you can look at my big mug over here. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to MCubed. This is Adam signing out. Appreciate y'all and all your patience with my episodes, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace out.